I am so excited to get this off the needles and wear it just in time for spring, just in time for warmer weather. My timing is excellent. Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kristen, and if you're new here, this is a corner of the internet where I come at you every other week or so and share what I've been making. I do a lot of knitting, I do a lot of crochet, I do a lot of sewing, quilting, weaving, bead weaving. I pretty much do it all. So if you are multi-craftual and you're into that type of stuff, you're in a good place. Grab a tasty beverage and let's get into things. And yes, I know, my friends, it has been a hot minute since I sat down and chatted with you. These past couple weeks have they've been a bit of a blur, if I'm completely honest. A little bit of burnout, a little bit of life stuff, a little bit of work stuff, and then on top of all of it, I got sick. So I was pretty much dead in the water for like 2 weeks straight. So thank you for bearing with me. Thank you for coming back. And if you're new here, I'm just so happy to have you. But yeah, I completely lost my voice last week, and it's still lingering. We'll see how long I can keep my voice going today, but I do have a lot of fun stuff to share with you. But first, just a couple of housekeeping notes. One of the things that I want to talk about is specifically geared towards members of this YouTube channel, which, hello, I have so many lovely, wonderful members here supporting this channel, and it means so much. And as you can hear, Bella, my cat, says thank you as well. So yeah, I've been hosting memberships here on this channel, I want to say like 3 years ago, since 3 years ago. And I'm so grateful for everyone who supports this channel. It's just, I pinch myself every day knowing that, you know, I have people who tune in just to see what I'm making, who tell me that they feel inspired to make things because of what I'm making and sharing. It just means so much to me that you're here. And lately I've been giving it a lot of thought, and I want to make a couple tweaks. Don't worry, memberships are not going anywhere. I'm going to continue to publish bonus vlogs for channel members. However, going forward, I am only going to be publishing them every other week. So 1 week I'm publishing these types of videos, a video for everybody, and then the following week a bonus vlog for channel members. The reality of it is editing, guys, recording, it takes a lot of time. As casual as the bonus vlogs are, I want to give you quality, I want to give you quality content, and I want it to look good. The other reason why I'm doing that is because I realize when I do publish a bonus vlog every week, I feel like I'm repeating myself when I do videos like this. So if you are a member, you probably are hearing a repeat of what I'm talking about on the bonus vlog, and I just want to avoid that. And the second part is that if you are a channel member, you would get an invite to our private Facebook group, which has been a really wonderful place for channel members to connect, share what we're working on, chit chat, partake in make-alongs. It's such a wonderful place. However, I have to be completely honest here. I just don't like Facebook. I'm not into the whole metaverse, and it's just not a platform I particularly enjoy supporting. I've decided to just close the private Facebook group. So it's staying open for now. I'm leaving it open for the rest of the month. So if you are in that group and you've made a connection with another member in there and you want to get their information, where you can find them on social media, use this time to do that, or save any photos or what have you. But come May 1st, I am going to close that private Facebook group. So I know that might be sad news, but the good news is I'm going to be moving things over to Substack. I completely understand if that's not for you, no pressure at all. But I would so love if you could follow me over on Substack. I'm sharing a weekly post for everybody that's free. Just a little roundup of things that are inspiring me, that excite me. I'm calling it the Overshare, just because I thought that was a fun name to share what, like all the little bits and bobs that are, lighting me up every week. So definitely subscribe to that. And it is another avenue for you to support this channel and the work that I do. If you become a paid subscriber over there, you will also, if you're not a member over here already, you will also get the bonus vlog over on Substack as well. So I'm going to cross post the waffle on YouTube and over on Substack. for you to access that. And then in addition to that, I will also be publishing exclusive content, you know, just private posts for paying subscribers. So it's going to be a lot of fun. If I had to describe my creativity, it's very decoupage, very collagey, you know, just kind of scrappy bits and bobs, like, ooh, squirrel, ooh, shiny, you know? And I feel like, yeah, again, I feel like Substack is the place for that kind of creativity to flourish, if you will. And I'm not going anywhere. I'm staying on Instagram for now. It's, you know, Instagram's the OG, you know, it's where I met many of you lovely people. And yeah, for now, I'm sticking with it as well. So, you know, just another fun place to hang out on the internet is Substack. Okay, so thank you for listening to my little spiel. Let's get into what I've been working on. Again, it's been a couple weeks since I sat down and chatted with you. So as you know, my creative interests, they ebb, they flow. One week I can be focusing on doing one thing, and the next week I'll be focused on doing something completely different. But let's kind of pick up from where we left off. Kind of, sort of. So last time I chatted with you, I had mentioned that I was kind of dipping my toes back into Tunisian crochet. I had done a little, you know, work in progress audit. Again, I pulled out all my whips and just went through them, and lo and behold, one of my projects, the Mulberry blanket by Toni Lipsey, jumped out at me, and I thought, you know what, let's give Tunisian crochet another chance. I learned how to do it a few years ago, and then, you know, got really into it, and then of course kind of let it fall to the wayside. And then a couple weeks back I picked up this project again. So here is where I am with the project. And you know, I picked it back up again and I was working on it, and I thought, you know, oh, why did I ever stop working on it? This is really lovely. This is really nice. And if you're not familiar with Tunisian crochet, this is a Tunisian crochet hook. So it's a crochet hook, but with a long cord, kind of like, you know, a circular needle, and it has a stopper at the end. And it's a different type of crochet technique. I can't really describe it other than it creates a very dense, very interesting, almost woven-like fabric. And this is a very simple pattern. It's nothing too complex. It basically, you know, if you are learning Tunisian crochet, this is a really great pattern. Again, it's by Toni Lipsey of TL Yarn Crafts. She's the queen bee of Tunisian crochet. If you want to learn it, she's your lady. However, you know, as I was going along with it, I took this on a little weekend trip with me, and I worked on it, and I realized I really don't enjoy it. I really don't enjoy the process, guys. It's actually... Andrea, she is a lovely viewer of this channel, and she comments quite frequently. And I remember a comment that she left a while back in the last episode, and she mentioned that she kind of had to, you know, give up Tunisian crochet because it was hard on her hands. And that is the exact same reason why I'm kind of giving up on this. It's Tunisian crochet, it's lovely, it's beautiful. It's just not meant for my ergonomics, if you will. I'm sure there's a way to hold things, or I don't know. It just, I'm not enjoying it. It's not worth it to me to get carpal tunnel. So I don't know. I don't know if I want to frog this or unload it on someone else, but yeah, I've come so far. So I don't know. Maybe it'll just be one of those projects where I work on occasionally until I get to the end. 10 years later, who knows? But that's the status of where I'm at with Tunisian crochet. It's just not for me, and that's okay. But since then, I have since cast on a new knitting project. And guys, I have to be completely honest, my knitting mojo has kind of been in the dumps a little bit. I don't know what it is. I just haven't felt like knitting on much of anything lately. I've been leaning more into crochet and weaving, and you know, again, ooh, squirrel, ooh, shiny, you know, that's how I am. But recently I felt inspired to finally cast on a love note sweater. And as I mentioned in previous episodes, I had knit a love note sweater several years ago using my hand-dyed yarn, Voolenvine yarns, out of this beautiful purple color. I believe it was Bronte. Wore this thing all the time, and then unfortunately it somehow ended up in the wash. Because I used mohair, I was holding together superwash merino yarn and mohair together. It just felted and shrunk beyond belief, guys. Again, I'm not sure exactly how it ended up in the wash, but you know, it happens, you know? But fast forward to today, I have a new one on the go, and this time I'm using the yarn that I purchased in Amsterdam from Stephen and Penelope. So here's where I am, and guys, this is flying off the needles. I cast this on like a week ago, and I think if this was the only thing that I was working on, I would already be done. Look how beautiful this color is. Oh my gosh, guys. So again, the yarn that I'm using, and I'm holding 2 strands of yarn together. This is all West wool. This is his new glow hair line. It's 64% mohair and 36% mulberry silk in the Wellington color. It's just like a really lush forest green. Really, really stunning. And I'm holding it together with, again, West Wool Bicycle, which is 100% South American merino wool in the sage color. And I'm just holding them together, and it's creating this really, really beautiful green marl. I can't even. I'm so excited to get this off the needles and wear it just in time for spring, just in time for warmer weather. My timing is excellent. So, yeah, and here's the lace. It's just very, very, no, that's the scrap yarn. Okay, so yeah, this is gonna, like, once I'm done and I block this out, this lace motif is just gonna bloom. It's very, very simple. And, you know, if you are looking for a first sweater project to knit, this is your jam. This is by Tin Can Knits. They are very well known for their, you know, very simple, very, you know, they do a lot of hand holding. Their patterns are very well written. They have a wide variety of sizes available. They're very size inclusive, and they do an incredible amount of hand holding while you're following the pattern. So definitely check this pattern out if you've been wanting to knit a sweater for the first time. Again, this is the second time that I'm knitting it, and I am thoroughly enjoying it. And it goes by fast because it uses size 10 point US 10 needles. Hang on, I dropped a stitch. There you go, get back on there. Okay, so yes, it calls for a US size 10 needle, which is a 6mm needle. And again, not swatching. It's not how I do. We're just flying by the seat of our pants here. And I am knitting not the extra small, but a size up. So unlike the last time, I knit the extra small, and the reason why I did that is because I was using superwash yarn, which, if you're not familiar, superwash yarn, after you block it, it has a tendency to grow and kind of stretch a little bit. So I wanted to account for that. So, you know, I am a tiny person, so it fit me very well, fit basically like a glove. But this time, because I'm using 100% wool, I wanted to account for the fact that it's not going to grow. But I wanted a little extra. I wanted to be a little extra roomy. So I went up a size in the pattern, and yeah, it looks like it's gonna fit again. So we shall see, Okay, so I think that's pretty much all I have to say about this pattern. Other than it's super soft and cozy, and love this yarn. I mean, I will say that I am a little bummed that, you know, when I was in Amsterdam, I didn't purchase yarn that was more native and local to the Netherlands. Again, West wool is actually manufactured in, or the yarn is sourced from South America. So not exactly native to the Netherlands, but they did have a whole array of local yarns like Holtzgarn, Lopi. It was our last day in Amsterdam, so I was a little crunched for time. Poor Dennis was kind of roaming the streets of Amsterdam, getting French fries while I was shopping for yarn. So I didn't want to keep him too long. So I knew I wanted to come away with some West wool, at least West wool. But had I had more time, I probably would have treated myself to some more Netherlander yarn. Oh well, it just gives me a reason to go back, you know? So I would definitely, guys, if you have the chance, Amsterdam is such a wonderful little city. Oh my gosh, we had the best time. So I would definitely go back in a heartbeat. So yay, love note number 2. She's on the needles, and we will have another love note. Next up, I don't know if you guys know, I am so completely obsessed with the latest season of White Lotus. I've just been posting all the memes on Instagram. So you guys are probably so sick of me talking about it, sharing all the memes and everything.
You should have taken my lorazepam. I slept like a corpse.
This season was so good. It was just so many one-liners, so many, you know, it was peak. It was peak. And not only that, not only was it a good series this season, but let me tell you, the costumes, the outfits in this season were amazing. And there was so much crochet eye candy. You know, you bet that I was inspired. And if you know me, whenever I see something on TV that's like either knitwear or crochet that I like, I always get it in my head that I can totally replicate that. I can reverse engineer it and figure out how to make it myself as opposed to just, you know, throwing money at something and buying it, you know? And my favorite character in the White Lotus season 3 was Chelsea.
Ooh, I don't mean to complain, but that's not very much.
She wants you to taste it.
I just loved her personality. She's just so, I don't know, like optimistic and whimsical and, you know, anyway, she's a great character. I loved her so much. But I also really liked her outfits. Unless we're talking about the Caribbean, typically I'm not an East Coast beach enjoyer, you know? It's got to be the perfect weather. It's got to be the perfect climate. The water temperature has to be perfect for me to get in. Anyway, all that to say that I'm typically not a beach person, but if I were to have a beach style aesthetic, Chelsea's my girl, and I'm totally ripping some of her style the next time I go to the beach. So that said, I took to Ravelry and browsed all these like crochet beach cover-up patterns, and there were actually quite a few really cute patterns, but the one that stood out to me was the Codie cover-up by Lakeside Loops. I think I got that right, but just a really cute, simple, you know, tank top dress that's just crochet mesh. Really simple, really easy. I was like, perfect. I would love to make one of those and just have it in time for our next beach vacation, which is coming up very, very soon. Dennis and I we're hopping on a plane and we're going somewhere sunshiny. So very, very excited about that. So I wasted no time casting it on, and here is where we are. Hello, you can see me. So I just thought that this would be really cute to chuck on over a bathing suit, you know. The pattern itself is pretty, it's like a long kind of maxi dress situation, but I'm actually gonna make mine, I think, knee length, you know? Again, just to chuck on over a bathing suit or, you know, pair of shorts or something. Yeah, so, and the cool thing was that the pattern calls for Lion Brand 24/7 cotton, which I happen to have in my stash already. I was like, oh, the planets have aligned. This was meant to be. I need to cast this on immediately. So that is what I did. And I'm using the colorway Vintage Lilac, which of course is this glorious purpley mauve. I'm so here for it. So here's where I am. And as you can see, it is a top. So it's gonna have ribbing at the neckline, ribbing on the armhole. I'm knitting the size small medium. Oh, no, I lied, I'm sorry. I originally cast on a small medium, but the thing was swimming on me. I was like, nope, we're gonna start over and we're gonna make the extra small. So this is actually, again, when I block it, this is actually going to block out and stretch. So, you know, it's meant to be a little fitted, which I am very cool with. So, you know, we're noodling along, you know, it's flying off the hook, and I will have a beach cover up for my next trip very soon. So yay. And again, the construction is very simple. It has you start off making the shoulder straps right here. So you're crocheting two separate little triangle bits, and then you're connecting them at the center, and then you're shaping the arm side, and you're crocheting back and forth until you reach your desired length, and Bob's your uncle, you know? So that is my current crochet project. And I actually have another beach cover-up project planned. Again, you know, just looking at all the costumes and outfits on that series, I was so inspired. So I actually did find a website that whoever runs the website, they do their research and they track down the outfits from the show. They find the designer, and then they also find a dupe, you know, more affordable version of it if it's, you know, high end. And there was one outfit that the character Chloe was wearing. Again, another mesh, like fishnet beach cover-up, but it had little beads sprinkled all throughout. And I was like, oh, this is totally my poison right here. So of course I got it in my head, like I can totally replicate that. So if you're a paid subscriber on Substack, I wrote a whole post about this infatuation with White Lotus and the crochet on that show. So I get into it, like how I'm planning this project and, you know, where, you know, like how I'm going to design it, and you'll get to see my process of how I'm going to replicate, reverse engineer this beach cover up with beads. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be a challenge, but I'm here for it, guys. So again, this is the yarn that I'm going to be using. Again, Lion Branch 24/7 cotton. It looks very similar to the yarn that they use to make the actual dress with beads. So I'm going to use this yarn, and I also got size 6 seed beads that look very similar to the one in the picture. So it's going to be fun. I'm very excited. So hopefully you guys are along for the ride too. Yeah, so that is all the knitting and crochet that I've been up to. Weaving, you know, I've been dabbling, but nothing to write home about this week. So gonna stick a pin in that for now. But my friends, there has been quite a lot of beading. So let's talk about that. I'm not sure if I talked about these on my last episode, but you know, it was a rainy day, was feeling kind of underwhelmed, like none of my current projects were speaking to me. I didn't want to work on anything. So what do? I dug through my stash and I pulled out this kit that I received as a bonus from an order that I placed with Kinga Nichols of the Crimson Frog on Etsy. If you don't know Kinga Nichols, she's this incredible bead embroiderer. She's known for kind of like making these bead embroidered creatures. She does a lot of fish, a lot of very whimsical pieces, but it's all bead embroidery. And she puts together these wonderful kits that I've just been obsessed with. So I've ordered two bead embroidered kits from her. And the second one, she threw in these little earrings, which was just so cute. So, you know, again, like these little kits just come in handy for those days when I'm just like, I don't know what to work on, but I want to make something. So this came in handy. So I just took the afternoon and I whipped up these adorable little bead embroidered earrings. And guys, I love the process so much that I decided to make my own, you know, just kind of using these as a jumping off point, not copying her design at all, but just kind of, you know, using it as just a starting point and letting the beads take me on an adventure, if you will. So I posted these on Instagram, so you probably saw them there, but here they are. This was the first pair that I made. These are super cute, but the caution orange, not really my jam. I am not a caution orange girl, but these are still fun. These are still fun and I'm gonna wear them occasionally. But I wanted to try making a pair that I thought that, you know, I would probably get a lot more wear out of. And oh my gosh, guys, so much fun. These are all check glass beads. It has these little fossil shell things that I just, I bezeled, and then I added some leaves, and then what else did I use? Yeah, just some fire polish. Love these colors so much. Let me see if I can get that to focus. There we go. And I also backed it with some metallic leather, which I actually purchased from a seller on Etsy, just getting rid of some leather scraps, which, guys, excellent resource. Like if you're looking for that type of thing, like fabric scraps or leather scraps, anything you can use to finish off, you know, like projects, definitely check Etsy. People are always unloading that type of thing there. But yeah, really, really fun. And then I made these. I made these guys, which again, these are huge, but I am so here for the ear bling. Even Dennis was like, yeah, those are pretty, but they're huge. And guys, I love big earrings. What can I say? So these are some more check glass beads that I received in a bead subscription box, dollar bead box. Yeah, and then these I got from Michaels, and then these are probably from Potomac, and then just some little glass daggers. Really, really fun to whip up. And again, here's the back. Just some pink metallic leather this time. It's kind of like earring lingerie, you know. It's a little bonus. You know it's there, but the world doesn't, you know. So anyway, made these, and then I had to make a pair for my friend. So, you know, it was her birthday. We actually got together yesterday and I gifted them to her, so I'll pop a photo of it here. But I had so much fun making a blue pair because I think blue is one of her favorite colors, or it just complements her very well. So I decided to stick with that. And yeah, she really, really liked it. I was a little nervous because again, these are definitely statement pieces. They're not little subtle everyday. I mean, they can be everyday. I've been wearing these every day. But for, you know, I think most people, this is more kind of like a date night, vacation, funky, you know, piece of jewelry that you wear. So anyway, I really had fun making those. And yeah, I was talking with members of this channel, and they said that they would be very interested in having me make a tutorial showing you guys how to make a pair of these. So again, I'm going to be doing a very simple design. Just, again, if you're a beginner and you want to get your feet wet and just, try it out, it's going to be very simple, very easy, beginner friendly. But that's what I'm going to be working on. Just a little bead embroidery earring tutorial for you guys to have fun with. And we can make a fun pair of earrings together. So how does that sound? Are you guys up for that? Let me know in the comments down below, because these are so fun to make, guys. Again, very relaxing, very meditative, just everything that I'm into. So be on the lookout for that. Watch this space, and yeah. So, oh my goodness, guys. I believe that is all the content that I have to share with you this week. I have to say, I think quilting might be making a comeback. I'm getting the quilting bug, so I don't know. I don't want to jinx it, but I feel like some quilting might be in my near future. So again, watch this space. If you've made it this far and you haven't already, feel free to like and subscribe down below. I'm putting out videos for your viewing pleasure every other week. And again, if you'd like to support this channel and the work that I do here, you can do that by becoming a member of this here YouTube channel, or going over to my Substack and subscribing and becoming a paid member over there. Thank you so much for watching, for tuning in, and have a wonderful weekend. Happy making, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.